One unit changed his entire life. Not 100, not 50. One small rental property in a city nobody talks about. And 10 years later, that one decision turned into 42 units, a property manager, and a monthly cash flow most people will never see in a yearly salary. This is every level between where he started and where he ended up. And somewhere in here is exactly where you are right now. Level 1, 0 units, still renting. $1,200 a month leaving your account every single month. Building equity for someone else, funding someone else's retirement, paying down someone else's mortgage while yours does not exist yet. The average person rents for 8 years before buying anything. 8 years. That is over $100,000 handed to a landlord with nothing to show for it. The people who stay at level 1 forever are not lazy. They are waiting for the right time, waiting until they feel ready, waiting until the market makes more sense, and the waiting becomes the decision by default. There is no right time. There is only the time you decide to move. Level 2, 1 unit, $30,000 down, a 2-bedroom property bringing in $900 a month in rent, mortgage sitting at $660. The $240 monthly difference is the least impressive number that ever completely changed someone's relationship with money, because the money is not even the point yet. The point is what happens inside your head the moment a stranger pays you to live in something you own. Something shifts, something permanent. You start seeing every building differently. Every for sale sign becomes a question you want to answer. But level 2 also has a dark side nobody prepares you for. 3 weeks after your tenant moves in, the water heater dies. $800. Gone. And suddenly the math that looks so clean on paper feels fragile. This moment breaks more first-time landlords than anything else. Not the cost. The feeling that they made a mistake. They did not make a mistake. They just paid tuition. Level 3, 2 to 3 units. The second property is different from the first. The first one you bought hoping it would work. The second one you bought knowing it would. That distinction is everything, because now you are not testing the concept. You are building the portfolio. Your combined cash flow is somewhere around $500 to $800 a month. Not life-changing yet, but the trajectory is undeniable. At this level, most landlords are handling everything themselves. Maintenance calls at midnight, lease renewals, rent collection, and it is exhausting. But this exhaustion is not a sign that something is wrong. It is the price of an education that pays you back for the rest of your life. Level 4, 4 to 9 units. The grind. $2,000 a month in cash flow. Sometimes more. You have not quit your job yet, but you can feel the gap closing. This is the hardest level emotionally. You are too deep in to walk away, but not far enough to feel free. And around unit 6 or 7, a very specific thought enters your mind. Is this actually worth it? That question has quietly ended more real estate careers than any recession ever has. The landlords who push through level 4 are not the ones who never doubt. They are the ones who answer that question with something concrete. A number, a date, a life they are building toward. Without that answer, the grind eventually wins. Level 5, 10 units, 10 doors. Your gross rents are somewhere between $7,000 and $12,000 a month, depending on your markets. Your net worth has quietly crossed into territory that would shock the version of you who signed that first lease agreement. And something changes socially at 10 units. Bankers return your calls faster. Other investors treat you differently. Opportunities start coming to you instead of you hunting for them. But the real shift at 10 units is internal. You realize that the ceiling was never the market, the money, or the timing. The ceiling was always the size of your belief about what was actually possible for someone like you. Level 6, 10 to 30 units, the business. You have a property manager now, maybe 2. Your phone does not ring every time a faucet drips. Your weekends belong to you again. And the money arrives every month without requiring your direct daily effort to show up. This is the version of passive income that nobody shows you. Not dramatic, not overnight. Just a quiet, reliable machine that you built one uncomfortable decision at a time. At this level, your job is no longer doing the work. Your job is protecting the system. Level 7, 30 to 60 units. The test. Something went wrong between Unit 1 and Unit 30. It always does. A 4-month eviction, a roof and an HVAC unit in the same winter. A vacancy that stretched twice as long as your projections. Every landlord at this level has a version of that story. The ones still standing are not here because nothing went wrong. They are here because they decided, before anything went wrong, that problems were not a reason to stop. They were just part of the process. Your equity at this level is doing things in the background you barely have time to track. Properties you bought 6 years ago have appreciated quietly while you were busy solving problems. The net worth number on paper is real now. Genuinely, life-alteringly real. Level 8, 60 to 100 units, $40,000 to $100,000 in monthly gross rents. A team. Systems. Financing relationships. Most investors do not know exist. You are not a landlord at this level. You are a real estate operator. The day-to-day does not touch you. The portfolio runs. The equity compounds. The income arrives. And the distance between this level, called in level 1, is not what most people think. It is not intelligence. It is not luck. It is not who you know or how much money you started with. It is the decision. Made once, then again after that. Every time the fear said, stop, and you moved anyway. 1 unit. That is still where it starts. That is still where it has always started. For every operator sitting at 100 doors right now. For every landlord who changed their family's financial future forever. 1 unit. 1 decision. 1 moment where you stopped waiting for perfect and chose possible instead. That moment is available to you right now. The only question is what you do with it.